What? Alright, we're back with another episode. Today we're going to be changing the fuel pump because it is bad. And you might be wondering, why would you change a fuel pump, David? And there's a few different reasons why. I'm going to explain a little bit. If you all have been following the series, you'll know that this component, which is called the fuel pressure regulator, was replaced a little bit ago, and that helped the car run a bit better. But there's a new issue. On the fuel line, you see right here, there's a little cap right here. Take this cap off, and it reveals what is something called a fuel valve, or a valve, like a tire, like a valve for your tire. Now, what happened is I tested the fuel pressure, and the fuel pressure is down low to 33 psi, and that explains why the fuel pump is going to go bad, and we need to replace that, which is actually pretty easy. I'll show you in a second. And if the fuel filter was bad, you would slowly see the pressure rise up. In this case, it didn't do that. It was at 33. It's supposed to be at 45, so that's going to need some replacing. Yes. Alright, so the first thing we have to do is drain all the fuel pressure out of the vehicle, which we have done already. Now, there's a fuse right here. It's called the fuel pump relay. Stop! Oh. So there's a fuse right here, and that fuse controls the fuel pump, which is located... Oh, okay. I can't fucking film! And then run the car, wait for the car to die, pump it over a few times, and then once it's done, then you know the fuel pressure is drained. If it really wants to, you can take this out and drain more fuel pressure. Okay, anyway, and once you want to do that, if you guys are wondering, I'm at my school right now doing this, so there's going to be a lot of distractions. But that's okay. That we got to disconnect the battery because fuel and spark does not mix, and then once we can get to the world's easiest fuel pump to access in this Corvette. Here's our fuel pump right here. It's different from most fuel pumps. You take this off, you see we got our fuel pump right there. The snorkel goes in right there. Then we have our little indicator for the thing. What you looking at? And then it did come with a gasket. What are you doing? It did come with a gasket. So we have our T15 right here, and I'll gladly change this out without any major distractions if I can. And we'll take all four of these off. We have one here, one located right here, one right here, and one located right there. Take this out, we'll take all four of the screws out, located right here. The Venom virus. What?
Is this going on TikTok?
No.
Kids?
No, the two Torx bits. You
Wait,
freaking...
are they still in your basement, or
Where do you upload the footage to your computer or something?
I used to do that. I used to actually... Okay, now after all four of the bolts are removed, we can just pull this up. There we go. And then located right here, there's a little cover for the fuel tank, but I need to take this off, so I'll be right back. So like I specified before, there's a cover right here that you have to take out. It's not that hard to do. It just lifts out, and it's pliable and flexible. Just again, make sure you don't drop anything in here. I would advise you clean this up, but I'm just going to be very careful. I achieved a soft shop towel. I'm going to put in this little thing, rip it apart, because we don't need the whole thing. And then just stuff this on the actual filler neck. The little hole you see here. And then now when we get some stuff, it will prevent from any crap getting in the fuel tank. What the fuck's holding this in? No! And also some Corvettes, if you're not the original owner, have this little hole. That's to drain out some water that gets in here. So just if you want to take this, just twist it off. And this now is now free. So right here we have bolts we have to take out, and this fuel pump can just lift right out along with these connections right here. Hi, welcome back. This is day 2 of the build. We have it inside the garage right here in our little school area. The good thing about this is that we got the sock on for the fuel pump. It's now on there. It's nice. It's clean. And yeah, we don't have to worry about that. So the next thing we have to do is again take all the stuff we put back on. And we'll just take the fuel pump out and put the new one in. We'll prime it, put the gasket on, and then I'm also going to be changing some O-rings while I'm at it because they do need to be changed. Okay, located right there, you see we have some bolts. And the size for these bolts is going to be a 10mm. So get your 1/4-inch ratchet. I have an extension right here to help me, and take these bolts off. Okay, now before we continue on, I'm going to vacuum this out one more time and then we'll pull the fuel pump out. And right here you'll see that there's a wire going all the way over here. So pull out this little white tab out, down, and then you'll pull this spring up and then you'll push out. Here you'll pull this up and you'll pry out. There's that. Carefully pry it out. Here's our fuel pump. They're both fuel pumps side by side, and you can see they're pretty similar right here. There's some little small differences that you'll see here, but overall you want to make sure their connections are still the same, like you see here and right here. It's a 3-prong, so everything lines up just fine. Before I go any further, I do want to get O-ring gaskets, or O-rings, for the fuel injectors right here, because I suspected that they are leaking and my other truck needed it because as a system 2 lean, the fuel pressure was low, but obviously if my 2004 truck needs it, this car needs it. So I'm gonna make a run to the parts store real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so I made it back from the parts store, and here's a few stuff that we got. So we got some O-rings. I actually had some O-rings for this vid already, but I lost one, so I had to get a second pair. There's 2 more in here. And then I got some clamps for our little fuel pump, because we actually did tear apart the other one to get this little bracket to fit on here, but it worked out just fine, so we're okay with that. And you can see right there that it does need a clamp, and that's what we got these for. So put the fuel injector O-rings on the Corvette, and then we can see how she sounds. Hopefully it'll stop bogging like it used to. Okay, so right here we have fuel injectors here and fuel injectors right here. So what we'll do is, this is actually a fuel rail, and we have a bolt here and a bolt all the way down here, along with the fuel line hold down, which I didn't end up taking off, and then this should just pop right out, and then we can place the O-rings on this thing. Take this off here. This is an 8mm, by the way. Take this one off here. One more. Alright, there we go. And what you do is you'll see little clips right here, so push these in, and then these connectors will come right out. GM actually did a good job doing that. So again, we'll do this for this one right here. Push in the clip, go. Get these ones right here. Make sure to move these out of the way. You just lift up on it. Now for this procedure, I'm going to use this little box cutter since I don't actually have a knife. But these O-rings actually don't look that bad, but we're changing them, we might as well do it. So we'll get this part. What is it? Yeah. Slide this up and over. Come on. There we go, that's one O-ring. Now we'll do the rest for all these fuel injectors right here. Okay, we're now done putting the O-rings on for all 8 of these injectors. So now the good thing about this is that we can just take this, just place it right in here. There we go, that one's in. Put the fuel injector wiring harness back on. Make sure you hear a click when you put them on, like this. Alright, that's all of them. Then we can put all 4 of the bolts back. That fucking wire gets caught on my foot one more fucking time. Just make sure when doing this, hand tighten these first. There's no need to go put it, just to make sure you don't cross thread them by mistake. Okay, we'll grab a wrench and tighten these down. Now I'm going to tighten these in a crisscross pattern. You don't necessarily have to, but I just do it just for all time's sake. Okay, cool. Now that everything's out of the way, we can now drop this in. Before we even do that, we have to get the gasket in first. Okay, here's our gasket. Just keep in mind the 2 bolts go on the top and the 3 bolts go on the bottom. To line the gasket up some more, I'm going to put some bolts in to just do a line up. Alright, just got about all of them on. Now you're going to crisscross these well, you're going to tighten these in a crisscross pattern. Alright, there we go. Next thing we do is put the lines on. So we'll take a little connector, connect it back here. Make sure when you do that, make sure you click. There we go, it's in. Take the little cover off. And slide that right on there. There we go. And then we have our smaller hose, and actually we did have a little hose clamp, but I'm going to use a ratcheting thingy. You guys know what I'm talking about. Our little hose clamp, which is right here. I'm going to tighten this just a little bit so that way it'll go on easier. And simply we'll slide this over the line and then plug that line into our little fuel connection. Take the piece off. Slide that up and over top of that. Alright, there we go. There's that one. And then we have this line over here. Let's just slide the line above that. Plug that in there. Go, we got that on. Now I like to shove this on there a bit more, but it doesn't look like it wants to do that. So what can we do? Okay, both of them are on. You can see them right there. Everything is connected. Now the last thing we have to do is verify that we don't have any leaks. And by doing that, we're going to turn on the car and then just check every connection that we made. Okay, with everything connected, we'll go to the car. We'll start it up. Let's see. Let me see before I show you here. There we go. We'll turn this on. Back off. Turn it on. And you'll just keep doing this for at least 2-3 times. Okay, now for some reason it's saying I don't have any fuel in here. That's kind of concerning, but we'll start up. We'll see what she sounds like. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Sounds a lot better now. And that is how you change a fuel pump and the O-rings on a 1996 Corvette LT4. Hope you enjoyed the video. We got a few more videos coming up, but that was the main one.
Hi Dad, I'm making it out the paint.
Yeah.
I'm making a song.
We're making it out of the suburbs.
Here, you put the first lyric on the next one.
Alright. Allah. Allah. I love Allah. I'm kidding. I'm just Christian. I don't even care. We're making it out the suburbs.
Yeah, I'm making it out the suburbs. I like to chase this kid at night, but he doesn't know who it is because I'm Donna Glover.
Oh. I just bought a high school.
Catch me with a shite.